Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leila. Welcome to Leilaland. As you have guessed right from this title of the video, you are gonna watch a 50-day yoga challenge with me. But before I start talking about the 50-day yoga challenge, I want to share with you my original plan of this video. The plan from the beginning was to have a 100-day yoga challenge, but I had to quit it after 50 days because I had to fly to Kyrgyzstan, to Bishkek, to a country where I am originally from. I spent there 3 weeks and I decided to focus on my family and be with my family rather than doing this challenge. So I was thinking quite a lot whether I should release this video as a 50-day yoga challenge or should I just do not pay attention to anything and just forget about it. So anyway, we're here and I'm releasing this video. Since I have recorded some of my reflections during this challenge, you're gonna hear a 100-day yoga challenge in my recordings rather than 50, but I have explained it and now you know why. What were my goals with this yoga challenge? Why did I want to do this? One of the reasons was that I want to work on my posture. I'm trying to be conscious about my posture and I know that I need to work on my muscles to strengthen them. Another goal with this yoga challenge was to have a better mobility. The other goal was, of course, to have flexibility. I want to have a flexible body and don't feel like an old babushka. I still think that I'm quite flexible despite the fact that I have never trained gymnastics, but I always loved stretching, so for some part I am a bit flexible, but I want to increase my flexibility even more. And last but not least, I want to get rid of my back pain. Again, for the last 2 years, I didn't pay attention to my posture and of course I wasn't sitting properly. I wasn't sitting at all. Sometimes I was just lying on my bed with my laptop and doing stuff, and of course it's not super helpful and super nice for your back, and in the end it ended up with the back pain. Now when I say back pain, I don't mean like that I am feeling super bad, but of course I feel something. I feel some muscle knots in my back and I don't like this feeling. I don't think that I should have these muscle knots and back pain at my age. I think I'm too young for this. A good spine and a good back is a foundation for our lives, and of course having a healthy spine is very important. Since I don't know that much about yoga and I don't know these asanas and stuff like that, and just to make it easier for myself, I followed Yoga with Adrienne. Yoga with Adrienne is a very popular channel on YouTube. She has several millions of subscribers and I can understand why. Adrienne seems to be a very nice and gentle teacher. I like her way of teaching yoga and I like her concept, find what feels good. That is that you are listening to your body and you perform this yoga that you are doing the way you can. She always says like listen to your body and find what feels good. So in general, her way of teaching suits me. That's why I followed her 30-day yoga challenges. Now it's day number 14 since I have started my yoga challenge. The first few days I was a bit worried whether I would be able to show up on the yoga mat and actually perform and do the practice, because when you have a 100-day yoga challenge or 100-day challenge, it is quite difficult to just imagine that you can actually do it. But so far so good. I have showed up every day. Also, some of the days I have done this practice in the morning, and I can say that I am not the biggest fan of practicing anything in the morning because I don't feel like my body can perform certain exercises in a good way and in a way that I can do it in the evening. Probably this is not that strange because you wake up in the morning after 7 or 8 hours of sleep, and you, of course, you are stiff and like it feels very like not comfortable. I don't like these morning practices, but some days I had to do it and it was very difficult. After a few days of morning practices, it started feeling better and better. Even though I still don't like it, it's okay. I just try to accept the fact that my body cannot perform better in the morning than in the evening or during the day. Also, what I have noticed during my first 2 weeks is that the first week I had exercise pain in my rib bones from all this diaphragmatic breathing, because Yoga with Adrienne, she always says in her sessions that we are supposed to breathe into all four corners, and when we are breathing we are supposed to expand our belly. And of course I'm not that used to diaphragmatic breathing, that's why the first week was like I had pain in my rib bones. Not pain that I had like feeling bad, but just like pain from these exercises. The second week I had exercise pain in my shoulder blades because I am doing so much downward facing dog, and like really it feels a bit difficult when you have to adjust your shoulder blades, because as usually Yoga with Adrienne, she always says how you should adjust your blades, shoulder blades, to make it correctly. And when I'm trying to do it, when I'm trying to adjust my shoulder blades downwards, like after that I have exercise pain, and I'm doing it every day. That's why it feels, sometimes it feels a lot and sometimes not. But in general I'm feeling really good, and I'm trying to listen to my body and to see what I want. Some days I just didn't feel like moving at all. That's why I did only pranayama exercises. It's a great way to learn how to breathe diaphragmatically into all four corners. And the other day I also felt that I need some stretching, and I found another session with Adrienne where I stretched my body for 45 minutes and it was so great. Now it's day number 40 and I have just finished my practice. All I can say is that it feels amazing that I'm still continuing. I cannot describe what I feel. It feels speechless because, to be honest, I didn't think that I would proceed with everything. Yes, I said that I would do 100 days, but I never thought that I would be here. And the fact that in 10 days it's already half of the journey, it's even more incredible. What can I say about my body after 40 days of training every day? It feels that it is easier to perform some of the practices, some of the asanas. I feel a bit I can't describe this feeling, but I feel like the hip joints, my hip joints have become more flexible, and that there is some kind of easiness in my hip joints. I know that in Eastern practices people say that the stress is located in the hips and in the hip joints, and I feel like I don't feel any stress in my hip joints. I just feel more relieved. These 40 days I did dedicate yoga journey with Adrienne, and she has quite a lot of hip joint openers. we did quite a lot of lizards. It feels easier to perform these lizard variations. I also feel that it is much easier to do push-up, and I feel like these muscles, they have become a bit more stronger. Now, I can't say that I am a pro in push-ups now, but at least the one that I need to make in a proper way, it feels like I can do it now, at least one thing. In the beginning of this journey, it was very, very difficult to do this push-up and have elbows here, because before that I was always doing like this. Now I can do it like here, which is very surprising. I have never expected this type of change. Another change that I have noticed is that in the beginning I was complaining a lot that I need to do this practice and that it's so difficult and that it's so, oh my god, I need to hustle and fix my days. But now I don't feel like I need to complain. It's just somehow it has become a part of my day, and yes, I need to do this practice and there are no words about it. I just need to do it, and it's a normal, ordinary part of my day now. So in conclusion, I must say I am very surprised that I managed to have a 50-day yoga challenge. I didn't think that it was possible. At times it was very, very hard to show up on the mat and practice. Sometimes I had to drag myself on the mat. Sometimes I had to force myself to do these practices because I just didn't want to. Sometimes I hated the idea of practicing and I was like, no, I am not looking forward. But I'm very happy that I overcome myself and that I still practice despite me not being happy about it. Right now, I'm very happy and grateful for what I did for my body. Despite doing yoga for 50 days and not 100 days that was planned originally, I still could see some changes in my performance and in the way I was moving. I could definitely see that my posture has become a little bit better. It's not perfect, it has become just a little bit better because we were doing a lot of exercises for the shoulders and chest openers, and it strengthened these muscles a little bit, but not fully. I think that I need to practice a little bit more in order to have a better posture. Also, thanks to these practices, I have become more conscious about where I have my shoulders. Are they here up or are they here down? Adrienne was very good at reminding us to lower our shoulders and not have them here. I definitely could see improvements in my mobility and flexibility. Some of the exercises were much easier to perform, and some of the poses that I couldn't do in the beginning, I was a bit better closer to day 50. And it was kind of life-changing. I couldn't say life-changing, but it was very surprising because I myself couldn't see it and couldn't feel it. But when I looked at my videos and at my pictures and compared them, I really could see the difference. I also could feel that my back didn't hurt that much. After just a couple of days, probably like a couple of weeks, my back pain has become much weaker, and after some time it disappeared, and I was very surprised about this. Like everything that I experienced during this 50-day yoga challenge, I was surprised about everything because I didn't expect any of this. I was like, okay, I'll practice, but let's see what happens. I didn't expect anything. And the last thing that I want to mention, as one of the benefits that I have got while practicing 50-day yoga challenge was my breathing. I have become a little bit more conscious about my breathing and about how I breathe. I'm sure that many of you who are watching this video could feel it and experience it when we are stressed and when you are feeling low. Your breathing pattern changes and you tend to hold your breath. With this practice during these 50 days, I heard all the time when Adrienne said, take a breath in, take a breath out. Remember to breathe, remember to expand your belly into all four corners. It's very important to breathe. So when you hear all of this for 50 days, somehow you start to think about your way of breathing mindfully and consciously. So, as I usually end my videos, this is it. This is all from my 50-day yoga challenge. I hope that somehow you have become inspired, and if you want to do some yoga or any other practice, try to practice it. Of course, don't force yourself. You must feel it here and here before you do it. But when you start, don't give up. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be very hard. And at times you're gonna hate it, but in the end you're gonna say thank you to you and to your body. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.